All right. Well, hey, we are live now. So, Lindsay, you're gonna introduce everybody, get the show rolling.
Sure.
All right. Well, hey, we are live now. So, Lindsay, you're gonna introduce everybody, get the show rolling.
Sure. Oh, there's a delay.
A total delay.
There is a delay. Yes. Lindsay, you're gonna introduce everybody, get the
volume down.
Hold on.
So, yeah, for those of you joining us, welcome to our very first ever CADA convention preview YouTube live session. Introduce everybody, get the volume down.
Hold on.
So, yeah, for those of you joining us, welcome to our very first. All right. Everybody get the volume down. So, yeah, for those of you joining us, we have it all because we're live. We are live now. So I think we have everybody's volume turned off now. I think we got all the bugs worked out. So hey, let's do a reset. Lindsay, do you want to introduce our event this evening? So I think we have everybody's volume turned
go, Lindsay.
off now. I think we got all the bugs worked out.
So, not sure about that.
You want to introduce our event this evening? Lindsay, do you
Hold
have
on. I'm trying to close out other windows, Ron.
some browser window that maybe is still open?
Here we go. I had another window open. All right. That was amusing. Well, at least everyone will be amused. Hi, I'm Lindsey Charron. I'm the Public Information Coordinator for CADA. I'm here with Jeff Culver, our Professional Development Coordinator, as well as Ron Ippolito, our Area E Coordinator. And we are going to be answering questions you might have about the CADA convention. So should I go ahead and share what we're going to be going over?
Go for it.
All right. So we know there was one top question that people had, which was what to wear to our Friday dinner, which is always a big question. The dress for the dinner on Friday night is casual. So you can wear what you would go to at a nice restaurant, a sundress, shirt and dress pants, but I know some people are taking the theme to heart as well, and they're also thinking about possibly going in maybe like a flight outfit, pilot. I'm going to be dressing up as a stewardess.
Oh.
I know. I'm that kid. I was that kid on Spirit Day. So we want you to just come to the dance. So that's most important. So please just make it out to the dance on Friday night.
Well, and Lindsay, probably also a good thing to point out is that we have people of all different dress codes at that event, right? So those of us who have been going, this is going to be my 23rd convention. I love going every year.
You're old.
I know I am old. So generally, I've seen people that get very dressed up for this kind of event. And people will come in jeans and be very casual. So I think really the most important. Yes?
I have before worn one of the free shirts that I got in the exhibit hall to the Friday night dinner dance as well. I will not
Same.
deny
My
that.
first year, I did not know there was a dress code, and everybody was dressed up fancy, but I wore something that I got from the exhibit hall. So
yeah,
and hey,
so
be
I think,
comfortable.
yeah, of course. The most important thing is, wear something where you're going to feel comfortable. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to have a good time. There'll be dinner at first, and then dancing to follow, and great music and a lot of fun. So this is unlike the CADA convention. If you've never been before, it's really unlike any other educational conference that I've been to, because on the one hand, there's so much learning and collaborating and networking and all the good stuff that you would expect at a serious conference. But then we also have a lot of fun and really enjoy each other's company as well. So it's a great time.
Absolutely.
agreed. And in terms of the Friday night dinner, you'll be able to sign up to sit at a certain table at your area meetings. So it's very important that you attend those as well. There will be a layout of all of the tables, and you'll get to sit with other coordinators from your area. Or if you're new to convention and you don't know people, just go up to one of those people on your area councils, and they'll be more than happy to help seat you at a table. You guys want to chime in on that one?
I'm sorry, did you say at the area meetings?
Yes.
Oh no, we're doing tables like last year at the area tables on Wednesday.
Oh.
So when you arrive, you go to check in at registration, and then you are going to go outside to your area table, as long as there's no rain. And at your area table on Wednesday, you're going to want to sign up for what table you'll be sitting at for Friday night. Now, if you don't show up on Wednesday or you get there late Wednesday night, you're going to want to go to the registration booth on Thursday, and then they will get you your table assignments at that time.
All right. Thank you, Jeff Pulver. I did not know that.
Keeping you on your toes, Lindsay.
And I've been taking pictures most of the time, so we've switched from when we used to do it at the area meetings.
Yeah. And that was a change that was just initiated last year. So those people who maybe did not go to Reno last year and didn't experience that change, that'll be new to you for the first time here in San Diego, where you'll just go ahead and do that table sign up, the dinner table sign up right when you arrive on Wednesday, or if you come in and register on Thursday, go ahead and take care of that as soon as you can.
And it's very important to check out your area tables as well. So after you do register, when you come on site to Town and Country and its new registration area, which we'll be posting photos in, the area tables will be set up outside. I've checked the weather. It just says cloudy. There's no rain forecast. So you'll be able to get all kinds of area swag there in addition to signing up for your area table for the Friday night dinner. Another question we get is always about the Master Activity Advisor Program. So Jeff Culver, if you want to answer some questions about that, whether or not people can still sign up for that prior to attending.
Yeah, absolutely. We do still have space available in the Foundations course. So if you're brand new to the MAA program, that's the class you want to start with. It is a 3-hour seminar Wednesday, and then you go to different sessions throughout the convention. You're actually documenting 30 hours total, and there's a follow-up assignment that goes with that. If you'd like to register for that, we do encourage pre-registration in order to get all of our materials together and make sure that we don't sell out. So you can give CADA Central a call tomorrow, Friday. That's the last day they're doing over-the-phone registrations. They can add that to your convention registration really easily over the phone. And then you'll get an email Sunday night with all the course information and how to add Google Classroom and where to go and all that on Wednesday. Now, if you don't register by Friday, you can show up on site Wednesday morning, and if we have space available, we'll be happy to fit you in there. We do have a limit of about 70 seats, and that's just due to the number of materials that we bring in, and that's based off pre-registration. So we always encourage pre-registration for MAA. If you've already started the program, you've completed Foundations, you want to add a 200 level class, same process. You can call CADA Central on Friday to add that to your registration, or you can show up on site Wednesday, and if we have space, we will definitely fit you in. And we're excited to congratulate, I think we have 17 people that are going to be walking the stage on Friday this year that have completed the MAA program. It's about a 2 to 3 year process. So they've been working hard over the last couple years to get that done. So you'll see them on stage. They're going to have a beautiful diploma cover courtesy of Jostens and a cap and tassel courtesy of Herff Jones. So you can cheer them on. A bunch of people from multiple areas throughout the state finishing up their MAA program this year.
And
hey,
this, oh, sorry, Ron.
I'm just going to jump in really quickly because I'm very excited. We have our very first question on the live chat.
That. That's what I was going to bring up too.
Yeah. So Laura Saldana asked the question, how many per table? It varies. And I think it varies just based on the number of people we have actually signed up who are going to be joining us for dinner. But I think usually we have 10 per table, if I'm not mistaken. Does anybody know a more direct answer?
I don't have the chart.
I feel like some years it's been 11 and some years it's been 10. I'm not sure.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to text our executive director, Don Schaefer, who I'm sure most certainly will know the answer. And so, Laura, by the time we're done, I'm going to go ahead and have a direct answer for you. Hopefully, if I can hear back from Don. So
I do know for Meet the Pros that I was told they got brand new chairs. And we can only fit 10 per table for Meet the Pros. And so but I don't know if it's the same tables and chairs in that room as the other room. So text Dawn, go for it.
I just want to chime in one more time on the Master Activity Advisor certification. I think it is well worth it. If you are a new advisor or even a few years in, or if you've been an advisor for 10 years, I just think it's something wonderful to go through in terms of getting to collaborate with other advisors. I know that I learned so much when I went through that certification process a couple of years ago in terms of my planning and thinking about events and who I needed to contact and just the whole process. So I think it does add some clout to you as an activity director on your campus. And I know all of the people that are leading these courses are wonderful So I highly recommend you look into that if you've never considered it before, or if you're new to convention, because it will help you a great deal. All right.
And according to our CADA Vice President, Allison Gadeek, she says dinner dance is 10. So, and the text message that I just got from Don Schaefer, I love the live event. Don Schaefer also says 10. So if Allison says 10 and Don says 10, then it is in fact 10 per table. There you go, Laura.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron. All right, so moving on to the next little item on our agenda is the CADA Castle app. We did send out a link to a live online version of the app, but you could also download, we sent out a link to the sessions online, so you can check them out on a website, but you can also download the CADA Castle app on your phone, and then you'll have all of the sessions there very easily. We're going to be sending out notifications through the app as well. So if you go to the App Store and search for the CADA Castle app, you should be able to update it through the app to our current conference, the 2019 Soarin' Over California Convention. I know that some people had issues with updating the app from last year. And Jeff, what did they have to do again to update the app?
I don't know. So I haven't had issues with the update.
They signed out. Never mind. They signed out.
I don't know if you can.
They signed out and then signed in again.
Yeah, and then you want to, if your old event is coming up, there's a change event in the upper corner on iPhones, and then with Androids, I think you just keep hitting the back button, and then it pulls up this screen here, and you can see it's trying to get it to zoom in there. It'll have the list, which right now is only there's yours as well. The current event is the only one that shows up on the screen. The only reason you'd see past ones is if you hit the past button, which then pulls up the past camps and conferences like Castle and Convention. But yeah, if you're having trouble, just play around with it a little bit. And then if you're still having trouble, come see us at the registration booth, and we will definitely get that hooked up for you. Sometimes it's one of those play around with it and figure out what the issue is.
This is something very important, though, in terms of getting notified about what's going on during the conference. So as I mentioned earlier, we do send out notifications. There's going to be a map of the exhibit hall and a map of the venue itself within the app. There's going to be links to evaluations for each of the sessions that you attend as well. And we really appreciate that feedback in terms of your attendance sessions. And we're going to be doing drawings based upon those evaluations, correct, Jeff Colbert?
Correct, yes.
Right.
Yeah, those evaluations are really helpful for us as we map out the 2020 convention. We look at all the comments and different things that were provided to us. And then the other thing, as Lindsey was mentioning with announcements, we also, every once in a while, we have a presenter who can't make it to convention for one reason or another. Sometimes they just get really sick. So the app will tell you right away if someone is unable to be there, so you don't plan to go to a session that got canceled. So you definitely want to check that. It will always have the most updated and current information.
Awesome. All right, so moving on, another suggested topic that we go over is what to bring to convention. So from previous years and experience, I would say some kind of device, whatever you would like to take notes on, whether that's your own journal, although you will be getting a pad of paper and a pen in your convention swag, but you might want to bring your own laptop or iPad if you prefer taking notes online in a Google Doc. A water bottle is always handy, maybe some snacks. And of course, your school gear. I know a lot of people love to wear and represent their school student government programs.
I have had shirts that I have designed with my students based off of ideas that we've pulled off of other schools' shirts at convention and at Castle and area conferences. So it's really great to share those ideas with other schools because nothing's new. Everything's regurgitated in some way or another.
Agreed. Any other things that
you mentioned notes in the app as well. There's for every session, there's a place to take notes. So if you have your mobile device or your tablet, you can actually take notes right directly in the app itself, which is pretty cool. I sometimes missed lunch because there was so much going on midday, especially on the day with the exhibit hall. So I always like to bring power bars just to have on hand, and I just carry those around with me, and I would chew on those and and you mentioned water, but yeah, electrolyte replacements are good too. You could take a Gatorade with you. Stop by the CADA Camps booth because we have that marathon theme this year. So I think we're going to have some Gatorades available as well. The labels, with your name and contact information. If you don't have your business cards, bring sticky labels. Oh, you got that coming up? Oh, sorry.
We're getting to that with exhibit hall.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Jumping ahead. That's totally fine. Breakfast options was something we were asked to discuss as well. So I know that Town and Country is under renovation. You did not know the whole area where you would previously go to register and get the card for your hotel room is now a big dirt hill. So just so everyone's aware. Going to be exciting. There is a restaurant on site. There are going to be breakfast carts set up available as well for you to purchase, but you might want to bring some things. And this is a great time to highlight that on Thursday morning, there will be coffee with the coordinators in the area suites. So you might want to stop by your area suite and you'll be able to meet with other people from your area, grab some coffee. There will also be some protein there. I can't remember what we just said that we were sending out. Ron would know.
Breakfast, what?
I would know, yes. Hello, hey. So on behalf of the area coordinators, we know for sure that all of our area suites are going to have coffee, and then we're also going to have croissant breakfast sandwiches. So as a little kind of mixing it up from last year. Last year was pastries. This year we had a request for protein. So for sure, coffee and breakfast sandwiches. And then the area coordinators will be kind of picking up different breakfast things. It'll kind of vary from area to area. So you might see granola bars maybe, or maybe some little yogurts or something like that. But definitely please stop by your area coffee with the coordinator on Thursday morning. Come join us, and you can just meet, check us out and grab something to eat while you get ready for your day on Thursday.
And those of you return attendees, please be aware that the bridge going over to the Fashion Valley Mall is not going to be open at all. I know, my Starbucks run will not be happening. So you will.
Oh, come on. You just have to go down to the street and around.
You'll have to walk down the sidewalk. It's just going to be a little bit longer of a walk. Or
extra steps. Come on.
I'm going to try to be better this time and not drive or walk to go get Starbucks every morning. So, but the bridge is out, just so everyone's aware. All right. Graduate credits are something new that we're offering at our CADA convention this year through Fresno Pacific University. You do not need to be registered for a MAA course. If you are a general attendee, you could actually purchase 1 or 2 unit credits. Jeff, I have the document up, but do you have the prices memorized offhand?
Let me not mess this up.
I have it.
Okay.
If you would like to purchase a 1-unit course through Fresno Pacific University, the cost is going to be $155, and you will need to complete a post-convention reflective essay that will be due by March 22nd. If you would like to purchase a 2-unit course, the cost will be $310, and you'll need to document 25 hours of attendance at the convention sessions, and you will also complete a post-convention reflective essay as well as a lesson plan. And that will be due by March 22nd. This is something completely new that we're offering at this CADA convention.
Yes. Yeah. And we've been offering in conjunction with MAA for the last several years. That's still in play for our MAA attendees, but now the rest of the convention attendees have that opportunity to get professional development credits so they can move over on the pay scale. These are no credit classes, and all the information's on CADA1.org/state convention, and then click on the college credit menu item, and you can read about that. Registration forms will be available at the registration booth on Wednesday. Just go over to the MAA/professional development table. I'll be there until 1 o'clock. We'll be there all day. We'll have somebody there all day, but I'll be there till 1 just before MAA starts. But yeah, we're excited to offer this. We've had a number of people asking for this for a long time. So this will be great.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff.
You got it.
All right. So next up on our reminders, items to discuss is the exhibit hall itself. So I know, thinking back to my first CADA convention, the exhibit hall's overwhelming. We have a number of vendors there that are great supporters of the CADA organization and willing to talk about you and their services that they offer, from DJs to event planning services groups to fundraising groups to public speakers that you can hire and come to your school site. So it's important for you to leave your contact information quickly or easily. And one thing I didn't know my first year was to possibly bring your own business card that has your contact information, because they do drawings towards the end of convention as well. But the exhibit hall is where we will also, you'll be able to collaborate with other activity directors and people that will be there. I don't know what else to add in terms of, sorry, I lost my train of thought in terms of the exhibit hall. It is overwhelming though.
I did want to speak to that briefly. Because I was listening recently, and trust me, I'm gonna connect the dots here. I was listening recently to a podcast called The Takeout, and Major Garrett is the host. He interviewed the Secretary of the Air Force, Heather Wilson, and I want to make sure I'm getting all of her information correct here. She said when she went to the Air Force Academy, it was like taking a drink from a fire hydrant. If you can imagine that visual, that metaphor, taking a drink from a fire hydrant, like there's all this information, and I kind of feel like that's the way CADA convention is, the exhibit hall is, especially the first year or the first couple years you attend. It's like there's so much information that's coming at you, and like you just don't, it's impossible to take it all in. And then Heather Wilson said when she did her graduate work at Oxford University in England, she said she compared it to spending 5 minutes in a treasure room. So when you have a limited time in a treasure room, like you have to pick and choose very carefully what are the most precious items that you're going to take from this. And so I thought, oh my gosh, after listening to that, I thought that's the perfect metaphor for the CADA convention, because at first it's going to feel like trying to take a drink from a fire hydrant. But if you treat it like a treasure room and realize that, you know what, you can't possibly grab everything. You can't visit every workshop or every, you can't take it all in, at least not in 1 year. So treat it like a treasure room and identify in advance what are those workshops that you really want to make sure that you get to, and what are those exhibit hall tables that you really like. This is a priority for our first year, that I'm taking this back to my school. And so if you treat it like a treasure room, then you get a little less overwhelmed, and you can pick and choose, and then you have time to network with people and start to form those relationships, because especially these first couple years, those relationships that you form, that's what helped me survive when I was first an activities director, was reaching out and connecting with other people who could identify with what I was going through. So that's my little bit of advice on being overwhelmed at the CADA convention.
Nice.
Agreed. And that kind of leads into what I was going to discuss in terms of sessions and workshops. So Ron kind of stole my thunder. But Scott Mendelson, an activity director that I'm great friends with, also wanted to reiterate that to advisors as well. It's really important that you set some kind of objective going into the convention, because it can be so overwhelming. So try to consider things that you want to improve on your campus, or areas where you need help. I know advisors that have been an activity director for a while that actually show the sessions to their kids. They show them the schedule, and they have their kids help them pick the sessions that they want them to go to, because that way you're more focused in terms of what you want to hone on specifically at convention. And that way you'll be able to bring things back. And it's important, especially as a new person, because that was me. I remember coming back with all these ideas and wanting to implement everything right away. But it's really important to just focus in on 1 or 2 things where you would like to improve that on campus. And then that way you'll be thinking about sessions where you'll be focused on that content. You'll be able to take that back to your campus. You might also want to talk to your administrators, see what they would like you to go to in terms of sessions, if they have any advice or thoughts about areas that they want more information or content in. And that'll help you plan out things, because like I said, it'll help you focus in on things, and it'll also give you that downtime to collaborate with other activity directors, because like Ron said, the relationships you form are what's going to help you survive those first couple of years. And even if you're 10 years in like me, or other advisors that have been doing this for 30 plus years, those relationships are really everything.
I noticed that Christina Hofstetter, hey, we're going to give you a shout out, Christina. Christina says that she is a brand new First time. This is our first time going to the CADA convention. And what advice do you have for? Advice do each of you have for first year attendees? So I'm going to jump on this and let Lindsey and Jeff think about their advice. One bit of advice that I'm going to give to you, Christina, is make sure that you attend the new to convention workshop that is specific to your area. That is going to be on Wednesday afternoon from 4:30 to 5:30. And we have so many fun, amazing activities that we have been planning and practicing and playing in advance, just so we can share them with you. Not only are these activities and these kind of icebreakers and team building activities, not only are they going to be great to help you kind of get into the spirit of things and realize that like this is your tribe and these are your people, but these are also going to be really cool activities that you can then take back and you can use on Monday with your students. And I was so excited as soon as I practiced this for the first time as as a workshop leader, as someone who's going to be running this at the convention. I was excited and I took this back and started playing with it with my own leadership students. So so please make sure that you attend the new to convention workshop. They're specific, like I said, to each area. So depending on which area you're from, that's the room that you're going to go to. You'll be able to network with everybody who's new to convention from your area. And then also we're going to give you kind of a smaller group that you can kind of bond with and play games with and have fun with, and then network with, so you can share your contact information with, so that throughout the conference and then throughout the rest of the school year and into next year, you have like an even smaller tribe that you can connect with and reconnect with throughout the year.
Nice. Good one, Ron. I think if I were to give advice, people always find this shocking when I say that I'm kind of an introverted person, and I'm really uncomfortable in large crowds, and meeting new people is a struggle for me. Makes my head want to explode just thinking about it. But my first year at convention, I was by myself. I didn't know anybody there. And I opted not to go to a couple sessions because I wanted to sleep in because I was tired or whatever. And I think my advice is go to everything and force yourself up in the morning to make it to the sessions. And then if you are like me and have a hard time connecting with people brand new because you're a little shy or introverted, you got to just sort of push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. And there's so many opportunities to meet people and make those connections. There's so many CADA people that I would watch my first 4 or 5 years going to convention. And I was like, I want to know that person. Ron Ippolito was one of them. I watched him at CADA camp, and I was like, one day at an airport, I talked to him after a convention and said, hey, Ron, how do you get involved more? And Ron started talking to me, and it was like, boom, from there I got involved, and look at me now. So I just push yourself out of your comfort zone and make sure you attend as much as you possibly can and talk to people. That's my advice.
And on that note, I would suggest making sure that you go to the area meetings, because I was also on my own the first year that I attended CADA, and I knew had nobody to hang out with or talk with or discuss things with. And I am also an introvert as well. So I forced myself to go to the area meetings, and that's where I met some people in my local area of Orange County, California, who I formed quick and fast relationships with, and we were able to email each other throughout the year and kind of support each other because we were all going through the same struggles as new advisors. And that's where I met other people in Area F as well that led me to joining the Area F Council. So you'll get lots of information about your area itself. If you do want to become a part and help out the CADA organization more, you'll learn how to apply to Area Council later on if that is something that you are interested in. But put yourself out there because there's so many wonderful people in this organization that are willing to help. You just have to make that first step, which is kind of hard sometimes, which it was for me. So, all right. That was my last reminder item to go over in terms of convention. Do either one of you have anything else you'd like to highlight, or are there any other questions that people might have as we're wrapping up?
Download that mobile app. And it has social features on it too, so you can actually ask questions and put that out there. And last year was the first year of the social features, and it was kind of cool to kind of like our own internal social media network that was all based on the convention. So people were able to ask each other questions and give recommendations, and good to get on there even before the convention, and people are already talking on there on the wall.
Oh, don't miss out on the keynote sessions either with our general speakers. I also want to point out that's always very uplifting. If you're kind of down and you need inspiration, our keynote speakers, they're going to be amazing this year. So don't miss out on any of those keynote general sessions as well.
They all have amazing life stories that I've seen 2 out of the 3 of them speak, and it's amazing what they've gone through, what they share with us. And so yeah, you definitely will connect with all 3 of them.
Well, and if you're familiar at all with Simon Sinek, either his writings or maybe his TED Talk, Simon Sinek talks about start with why. And he says that the most successful companies and the most successful organizations, they start with why. So every organization knows what they do. So everybody in the organization, a company that makes widgets, everybody in the company knows that they make widgets. A few people in the company know how, the process, they know the how, but not many people, not everybody knows the why. And that sometimes happens in education too, where we get so focused on the nuts and bolts and the what are we producing and how are we going to produce it, that sometimes we forget the why. And so all 3 of those keynote speakers are going to speak to that why. Why did we get into education? Why did we get into activities? Why did we get into school culture? I noticed here on the chat, Debbie was mentioning that Christina is from her school, from Ayala High School. And so Christina is a dance teacher, and she's part of the school culture group. So we're going to, in addition to activities directors, we have all sorts of other educators. We have administrators, and we have clerical staff, classified staff. We have dance teachers and yearbook teachers and video teachers and class advisors and all these other educators that come together for one common purpose, and that's to help create a great, positive school culture and climate on your campus. And so it's that start with why piece. I think that the keynote speakers really speak to. While I have the
heart of it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things that I wanted to mention regarding like what can new to convention people do to get connected and feel plugged in. I know we've talked about the app before. Let's see, can I get it there? There we go. Oh, it's in great focus.
Ooh,
so on the app, I know. Look at that. So there's
HD camera.
So there's on the schedule, when you go to the schedule feature, there's the all, so you can see every session that's on there. But then one of the things you can do on here is you can check off, and then there's the my schedule feature right there. So you just highlight just the things that you were planning to attend. So it kind of adds a little bit more functionality, so you can kind of really hone in on the things you want to attend. And please, if you're new, please remember to go to our networking events as well. So for example, on Wednesday evening, we've got after the first general session is all done. Then we have our Wednesday evening sessions. We have dinner that is provided. We have the networking in all of the area suites. Jeff, refresh my memory.
On Saturday.
And the brunch on Saturday, absolutely. Jeff, since I'm talking about the Wednesday night networking, who is our medallion sponsor? Who's sponsoring the Wednesday night event?
Well, if I go to the app and
Yes.
I look up Wednesday nights, I am going to see that Wednesday evening. Actually, Wednesday night is not sponsored this year.
Oh, okay. It's just
That's why I couldn't remember.
Thank you. Brought to you by CADA.
Yes, it's sponsored by CADA this year.
But there are so many like every evening's event. Wednesday night and Thursday night. Thursday night is the exhibit hall, dinner and networking there. And then Friday night, of course, is the dinner dance. So please make sure, in addition to all of the learning and all of the workshops and the keynote speakers and everything, make sure you get out there and meet new people and network in the area suites and network out at dinner, and so many different opportunities. Again, I can't emphasize enough that phrase, find your tribe. A lot of times, those of us in activities, whether you're an activities director or whatever position you have on your campus, a lot of times you feel alone, you feel isolated. When I was an activities director for the first time, I was the only ASB director on my campus. But when I go to CADA, like these are all my people here. These are all people who are who are just crazy enough to take on this job and take on these responsibilities, and they're enthusiastic and energetic, and these are people that you really connect to because you have those common bonds. I have really good friends that I work with at my school and within my school district, but I have to tell you that the closest friendships that I've formed with educators are with my CADA people who live, you know, tens, hundreds of miles away from me. But those are the people that I'm often closest with because we get each other.
And nobody knows what you go through but those people. So that's why they're your people. They're your family.
That one time a year we get together with those people that go through the same things we do and understand what we're going through and have that like-mindedness, understanding the importance of student involvement and how much it benefits the school culture and increases test scores, increases attendance, all the things that our administrators want for our schools are the things that we are promoting at the CADA convention.
And one last note.
I think I had one other. Oh, go. Can I jump in?
Yes.
We talked a lot about new people, but for the returners coming back to San Diego, I think you're going to be surprised at a lot of the changes going on with the layout because of the construction. So I know we've kind of put that out there a little bit, but hotel registration is now in the convention center. So where that round driveway is right outside, that's hotel check-in, different from where it was before. So you might remember that lobby right outside the general session used to be where we had registration. That's now over by the golden foyer outside the other ballroom. So it's going to be in that smaller foyer area. And then the area tables will be outdoors in the courtyard where the fountain is. Yeah, exactly. And then in addition to that, we have never had sessions on the other side of the property. So we are going to have a whole bunch of sessions over, and it's called the Garden Salon 1 and 2. And there's a ballroom on the upstairs and the downstairs. So we do have a bunch of sessions on the other end. If you remember where Charlie's used to be, the restaurant, that's where the other sessions are. It's over in that building. So if you see names of rooms that you don't recognize and you've been to convention many, many years, it's probably over on the other side of the property. So do double check the map. There's a map on the back side of the printed program book you'll get at check-in. And then we'll have maps inside the app as well to help guide you into where to go. Lindsay?
All right.
Oh, I was just going to... One last note about social media. If you're not following us on Twitter or Instagram, please follow CADA Leaders and make sure you hashtag CADA 2019. We'd love to see your pictures. We'll be selecting random winners from those posts as well each day. So we want to see all your lovely faces, our CADA family. And I think that's it.
Okay, well, I got a couple more things.
Oh, go for it.
So I've been monitoring. I know there's just so much good stuff. So I've been monitoring the chat. And first of all, I do want to draw your attention to this because I think it was either Allison or Debbie who mentioned you want to look for this. This is the app. If you have not yet downloaded it from the App Store, it is the CADA Castle Events app. This is what it looks like in the App Store for iOS, and I think it looks very, very similar on the Google Play Store for Android. So that's what you're looking for when you do your search. CADA Castle Events is what you want to search for. And then the other thing that Allison, I noticed, pointed out, which is what triggered, when Jeff said that one time a year when we all get together. And what we're hoping is that you make it more than one time a year, because I have the good fortune now, I get to see my CADA friends multiple times a year because I will see them at the Castle Conference this year in San Jose, and I'm going to see them again at summer camp. We have summer camp at Santa Clara University up north and UC Santa Barbara down south, and I will see them at area conferences, the Area E and F Advisor Conference we have in the fall, and then the Area E. My area is Area E, so we have area student leadership conferences that happen in the fall also. So this is and leadership development days.
And advisor conferences. So
yeah, absolutely. So this is the cool thing about our organization. If you're brand new, it's not just this one time a year. This is when the CADA convention is kind of when all the adults kind of get together and converge in one place, but so many other opportunities for both adults to learn and network, and for our students, our leadership students, to learn and network. And when you come to convention, you'll learn all about those other cool opportunities as well.
Awkward pause.
Silence.
This is like when you do the popcorn brainstorming. We've hit the point where the popcorn is no longer popping.
I know.
All right.
Did you, Lindsay? Did you have anything else on your list of things?
That was it. I hit all of the suggestions, and we hit all of the questions, I think.
I'm pretty sure I've been scrolling through, and I think I think we have everything. Oh, there was one more thing. So I got a text message from Don Schaefer, our executive director, and he mentioned that there will also be, we were talking about breakfast. This is probably like 20 minutes ago. We were talking about breakfast. He also says there are also going to be some auxiliary breakfast outlets that will be available in the mornings in the patio areas. So so Don wanted us to make sure that we gave a shout out to those other breakfast opportunities that you'll have on Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings. Although Saturday you're just going to want to go to the brunch, and Thursday you're just going to want to go to coffee with the coordinator in your area suite. I will also say this, and I wish I had it. It's hanging in my classroom right now from last year. My name badge. So you have to pretend this is my imaginary name badge from the 2018 CADA convention. And what you'll notice is those ribbons. The ribbons that that hang from those name badges. And the very first ribbon that I always put is the first thing I identify with, and that's my area. So area E, and my name badges, my area E ribbon is orange, and each one of the areas have a different color, so you can you feel that area pride. So you're going to see that, and then over time, as you get involved more and more with the organization, this is my 23rd CADA convention, and so you'll start looking at other ribbons, and there'll be ribbons that'll say, I hosted an LDD. I think we have that ribbon, for example, and we'll have different award winners, like our Bob Burton award winners and our area service award winners. And so what you'll see on people's name badges is generally the more ribbons that they have hanging down, that means that they're involved, that they have been contributing, giving back to CADA and giving back to our members. And sometimes if you have a question and you're just not sure, if you just find somebody that has a lot of ribbons on their name badge, they're going to be so thrilled if you go up to them and ask them a question or ask them for some advice. And so definitely, oh my goodness. And it's so funny because Debbie just texted me and said, hey, what are those ribbons that are right behind you? Because I do have ribbons right back here. So I'll give a quick shout out to the ribbons look very similar to those ribbons. So my wife is involved in California State PTA, and those are her name badges from her state convention. So they look very similar to those ribbons back there, because she is, as you can see, very involved in.
We know who wears the pants in your family. She gets to hang her ribbons. You do not.
Well, just because she doesn't have a classroom right now to hang her ribbons.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. All right. And Allison says, and those ribbons mean come say hi, I can help. And absolutely. Those ribbons are definitely should be seen as an invitation to to reach out and network and ask for help, or just make a connection and make a new friend.
Agreed. All right. On that note, we are all so excited for Soaring Over California next week. I want to give my sincere thanks to Ron and Jeff for joining me this evening and my awkward start to the YouTube Live. But thank you, everybody. We hope this answered some questions. If you have other questions, please feel free to post on any of our social media outlets. And once again, like Ron was saying, don't be afraid to say hi. We're excited to meet everyone, both new to convention, and say hi again to all of our returning attendees.
Thanks to everyone who also joined us on the live chat and was giving us feedback. That was super helpful and definitely helped us to answer some of those important questions. So thank you, and thanks, Lindsay. Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, thanks everybody. See you in San Diego, and pray for no rain.
No rain. It's not on the weather app.
All right. Good night.
Night.
Good night.